Good evening everyone and welcome along to TTML. We are here for Season 4, Round 8 of the Championship as we take in the Mexican Grand Prix from the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. My name is James. I'm going to be taking you through the stream as always. Mike Edwards is on his way. I'm going to be doing David Allison probably for the first half of qualifying until Mike joins after his One Hub Racing race. And of course we come to Mexico, which should be maybe the title decider, who knows. Massault took the win, Black Phoenix second, CLE Storm in third. What did that do to the championship standings? Well, no closer I've ever seen this in Division 4, and in fact any division here in TTML. Gort leads the way on 120 points, Christian second at 117, Joel third at 114, Ryan fourth at 113, Neymar fifth at 112. Yes, you heard that right. 8 points separating 5 drivers coming into the race here tonight. What an exciting prospect we've got. Massault is in 6th on 79, Black Phoenix in 7th on 77, with Maze in 8th on 74, Rock City 9th on 71, and Frey Pepper in 10th on 62. They're quite close as well. Looking down the rest of the field, Robin in 11th on 56, with Storm in 12th on 52 alongside Maximus, Yogi 14th on 51, Vettel now full-time in Mercedes, he's in 15th alongside Conti on 43, Zam and Luke Ix 17th on 43, and CLE Storm 1930, and Tekken in 20th on 27. Racing Point leading the constructors as well in 188 points, McLaren second on 165, Renault third on 157, Alfa Romeo fourth on 156, Red Bull in fifth on 130, Haas in sixth on 128, Ferrari seventh on 120, Mercedes in eighth on 107, Williams in ninth on 97, and AlphaTauri in 10th on 79 points. Less than 100 points still separating the 10 constructors coming into tonight, and that of course will not be wrapped up here tonight either, as of course we go into Mexico. If you're wondering why Division 4 is not live yet, well, Cadwell has had internet issues the last few days. He is not going to be streaming live tonight, so there will be no live stream, but NSL Pariah, his co-commentator, will be streaming from his end. He'll be recording the races, the qualifying and the race, and it'll be uploaded to the channel either later on tonight or tomorrow. So hold tight for Division 5. It might come tomorrow, it might come later on this evening, but there will be no live stream for TTML Division 5, which means if you're tuning in, then you may as well come and enjoy TTML Division 4 instead, because it's the only live stream that is going to be live on the channel tonight. And as well with Pariah, we couldn't get him signed on to the account in time because there's obviously this 24-hour period between obviously adding someone as a YouTube manager onto the account, and we couldn't get him on in time. Luke was commentating, I couldn't do it because I was busy at the time, so we've had to end up with the worst case scenario, and obviously the qualifying and the race will come up very soon indeed. But Division 4 here tonight promises to be a really interesting night. If you are just tuning in from what expecting is Division 5, tune into Division 4. Honestly, 8 points separating the top 5 drivers coming into tonight. The closest battle of the season in any division here in TTML. We cannot wait to get started, of course, and I'm sure you can't either, as of course the Mexican Grand Prix takes place around 36 laps, 4.3 km in length, 3 DRS zones, 1 down the start finish straight, 1 down towards turn 4 sharing the same detection point, and 1 down in towards turn number 12 as well into the baseball stadium section, into the Feral Soul, if I'm not mistaken. Peraltara, of course, being the final corner as well, where we saw Noisy and Gary have a really good battle in TTML Division 2 last season. And it can be quite costly in terms of if you get caught on the curb, you will pick up plenty of penalties and you will see the drivers out on track with plenty of penalties coming into tonight. I can guarantee you that. And if anybody stays clean in terms of the penalties, well done, first and foremost. Well done, because you probably are the luckiest man alive. Like Ella Menet was last night, who didn't pick up a single penalty in TTML Division 2. And also to run through what happened last week in terms of the racing, the driving standards yet again dropped, I've got to be honest, from TTML Division 4 perspective. CLE, Storm and Rock City, that instant one 5-second penalty and a 5 penalty points for Rock City. He turned in too early, made the apex of the corner. Storm was next to him. Storm's 3-second penalty was removed as a result. Conti and Christian got 10 seconds time penalty and 15 penalty points, including 5 extra for not providing his POV. There's a moth in my room. And OWR Christian, he forced basically Conti into the wall. That was determined by that. Rock City and Massault, no further action. They were both side by side in a narrow part of the track. Rubbing wheels one time, but no one was to blame. Rock City and Neymar, very similar to incident 4. No further action. Ryan and Mays, 10-second time penalty and 10 penalty points to Mays to come at the Frog for damage given to Ryan on his wing. CLE Storm up to 3rd, Neymar 4th, Rock City 5th, Robin 6th, Storm 7th, Yogi 8th, Conti 9th, Vettel 10th, Luke Ix 11th, Kermit 12th, Christian 13th position. That is what we like to see. Well, it's not what we like to see in terms of the incidents, but Luke Ix as well, he didn't serve up his qualifying ban, and he is not allowed to participate in the qualification for the next 2 rounds. So if you're a fan of Luke Ix, remind him this time to go out on track and actually put a setup on, but don't set a lap, because you'll get another smack wrist and you'll get a race ban next time out if you do that 3 times. But of course, we do go in towards qualifying, and 13.3 seems to be the time that Neymar had set in practice. Now, one determination from the practice lobbies to this lobby is they're different. The racing is going to be different. The times are going to be different. I'm expecting around a 1:13.5 maybe for pole position here tonight. It should be quite close in terms of qualifying. As I say, we've got 17 drivers going to do battle around this 4.3 kilometre circuit. But Mike will be joining me very soon indeed, so I'm not short of a co-commentator. He'll be finishing up soon, I'm sure, for his warm-up race. In the meantime, I'm going to check on the lovely comment section. Mays saying, oh, it is live. Division 5 is live, in fact. So, good job. Division 5 is actually live, so I stand to be corrected. So, there we are. Division 5 is live. You can tune in for that. They're just getting into qualifying like us here in Division 4. Or you could stay tuned into Division 4 and join possibly the GOAT commentary team for 2 nights in a row after TTML Division 2, of course, last night. But once again, with qualifying, beautiful blue skies and sunshine. It seems to be a very common theme so far this week in terms of the TTML races. Division 5, I'm sure, will probably be the same as well. But first driver's about to come out on track. I think Neymar might be the first man to come out on track in the Alfa Romeo. Yes, he is going to come now out of the pit lane. And, of course, undercut around here in the race is very, very potent, and Neymar will be hoping for a good lap to try and settle up for pole position, just weaving coming out the pit lane. But his pit limits are on still, I believe, but he's getting heat into the tyres. He's got Conti, his teammate, in behind him, so both Alfa Romeos are out first. Neymar and Conti going to be the first men to set on a lap. The volume, by the way, is quite loud on my end, so I'm going to have to try and shout this for the first half of the stream at least, until Mike obviously comes. But Neymar, Conti, the first 2 men out on track. Vettel and Joro also out on track. Luke Ix, by the way, still in the pit lane. He can come out on track and actually set onto a, well, not onto a flying lap, but he can actually come in, go on and out lap, and then come back into the pit lane and then retire. And that will be 7 of his qualifying ban because it's allowed, and you can put your setup on. Neymar coming through turn 9, and already an invalidation picked up by Neymar, the Dane. This is out through turn 11, in towards Baseball Stadium section, in towards Feversol at turn 12. And now coming through in towards the Baseball Stadium section, into the Feversol. There's actually 2 Baseball Stadium sections. I'm not sure if you picked up with Luke Etheridge's fact on TTML Division 1, but there's 2 baseball stadiums around, actually pinpointed around this circuit. Neymar, though, starting up on a lap as he now runs down in towards turn number 1. Plenty of traffic in that 3rd sector as we're coming toward the end of the middle section, in fact, to the S section. But Neymar won't worry about that. He's got a Ferrari ahead of him out on track. Neymar down in towards turn 1. So through turn 1. And through turn 2, And through turn 3, very neat coming through turn 3 there, now runs onto the power, DRS now enabled, 27.8 I think this might be through the first sector, what's 27.9, not too far off from James so far. Neymar in towards turn 4, through turn 5, and then into the double right-handed apex of turn 6. It is counted as one corner on the official track map, it has been counted as 2 corners though in the past. Neymar now comes through, in towards the slithering snake section, the S section, through 7, 8, 9, and then in towards turns 10 and 11. Short shift slightly, we saw that with CR7 last night as well, who just backed off the throttle slightly to try and get the power. 55.1's quite respectful, coming through the middle sector. Neymar's on a good lap, he comes into the parasol, through turn 13, and then on the exit of 14, on the kink of 15, and then in towards Paraltado at turn 16 and 17 to round off the lap. It's going to be 1:13 from Neymar, comes across the line, and it's a 1:13.9, the first lap of the night. Gorta is on a lap as well, or Gorta I should say is on a lap as well, coming like Paco Suarez. I think Conti might have came back into the pit and obviously invalidated, but the championship leader on a lap, coming through the S section. And this might be quite a good lap from Gorta. He's looking very quick, much quicker than Neymar, I've got to be honest. Through there, and he's actually backed off, probably thinking that I'm now on board with him. It's a 55.7 through the middle sector, not on a lap there at all. Mitch is on a lap, coming in toward the end of the middle sector. It's Neymar on top, Frey Pepper now goes second, 14.2, Vettel third with a 14.4, Joel fifth now with a 14.6 as Christian went up into third. The guy's still not out of the pit lane just yet, Goals coming through the final couple of corners now to set a lap. Ryan is invalid coming through the end of the middle sector. Mitch is on a good lap though, coming in towards the end of the middle sector. 55.2 around Frey Pepper May sort of area, I imagine, with this lap, certainly in the middle sector at least, as Mitch now comes through. 14, then towards 15, and how is that not invalidated? I do not know. Mitch is coming through the final couple of corners, not going to be up there actually. Comes across the line, he goes fourth in fact, 1:14.3, good lap there from Mitch, and Mitch goes fourth, but Neymar right on top, Frey Pepper second, Mason third, Mitch in fourth, Rock City on a lap. It's invalid though, coming out through the first couple of corners. Robin is on an out lap at this stage. I wonder if Gort's gone on to another lap actually. He has, coming toward the S section now, through 7. And then through turn 8 and 9, get caught on the cut there slightly. Now through turn 10, through turn 11, that's much better commitment there from Gort, coming through the end of the middle sector. And he's 6/10 up on this lap time. And he will of course gain in the final sector if he keeps it valid. He's got Robin I think in front of him out on track, so one of his nearest championship rivals in terms of pace in the last couple of weeks. Gort now coming through in towards the final couple of corners. He has missed the last couple of races, I believe. Gort now coming through the final corner, comes toward the line, and he goes second with a 1:14.2. Neymar out on top, Gort second, Frey Pepper in third. 0.3 of a second separating Neymar, Gort and Frey Pepper, as I've been joined by our lovely co-commentator, Mr. Michael Edwards. Mike, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie.
You haven't just won a race in one hub, have you?
No. It's Russia. Changeable conditions. We won't talk about it.
We won't. Oh, so that means it's gone very, very badly indeed then.
I mean, I had a qualifying ban to start with, so I had a lot of traffic to get through.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Never follow in this man's footsteps, everyone that's watching. Robin now coming through the end of the middle sector, through turn 7, through turn 8, through turn 9. I have quite a lot to say for myself, though. I try to go around the outside of Tom, going through the castle section in Baku. Didn't end well. 55.5 from Robin, coming through the end of the middle sector. The Red Bull now coming through turn 12, in towards 13. Neymar, Gort, Frey Pepper, currently your top 3 still. Plenty of drivers now beginning on their outlaps again. Conti, I believe, is on a lap, coming in towards the end of the first sector there, but Robin now through the final corner, could go second with this, comes across the line, and he goes 7th as you have joined the lobby, which is very good to see. Conti is now on a lap coming towards the end of the middle sector, and we will take you through with this lap while Mike gets sorted into the lobby. Conti now through turn 10, through turn 11, and then in toward the Ferrosol, in towards turns 12 and 13. 55.4, not the quickest middle sector we've seen so far from Conti. Of course, no task system here tonight in Division 4, as there is a spinner coming through the end of the first sector. I think it was Neymar getting out of the way in the sector 1, coming through turn 3 that was. Conti now through the final couple of corners, could go around Frey Pepper sort of area, comes across the line, and he goes behind Mitch in fact. So Conti with a 1:14.3, but 8 points the standings coming into tonight, Mike. Neymar's on top currently, Gort second. Neymar with a 1:13.9, very, very confident that he can try and improve again.
Yeah, and it's a very good. I'm not sure if they've done 1 lap or 2 laps already, but I'm going to assume it's their first banker. But that's a very solid banker from Neymar.
Yeah, they have done 1 lap. Neymar's certainly done 1 lap. Gort tried 2 laps because he obviously he stopped coming through the end of the middle sector slightly and then went onto a flying lap, and it was a 1:14.2 from him. Neymar's just preparing up for a lap. I think Ryan is on a lap, if I'm not mistaken, coming through turn 6. Just gets caught wide coming through turn 6 there in the McLaren. Now comes in towards turn number 7. Now through 8 and then 9. Neymar out on top, Gort second, Frey Pepper third. Ryan's all over the place coming through the S section. Out of 10 and 11. Comes through the end of the middle sector. This is not quick whatsoever from Ryan. 55.8. It's purple for him in the middle sector. There's a yellow flag in sector 1, and that is a Williams going slow there. I think that was Frey Pepper maybe backing off on a lap. Ryan now comes through 15. And then in towards Peraltado at 16 and 17. Nearly halfway through qualifying already. Neymar out on top. Gort second. Frey Pepper third. Ryan comes across the line, nearly the slowest of the evening, a 1:14.9, puts him 13th. Maximus is just starting up, along with Rock City.
Yeah, I'm currently on board with Neymar as he comes into the middle sector through the S's now. It looks like a very clean lap so far.
He's a 10th up through the first sector as well.
Yeah, looking very good. A little bit of slipstream off the car ahead. Hopefully the car will get out the way, and he's 2 cents up as he comes now into the stadium. And this could be a 0.6 by you.
I think a 13.7. Coming through the final corner, comes across the line. Oh, terrible.
Maybe I should put the lottery on tonight.
You should put the lottery on tonight. Christian, by the way, went second as well, 1:14 flat. Gorta is on a lap as well. Neymar out on top though, Christian second, Gort in third. Neymar's got stunning pace so far around this track, but now Gort is in clear air, and now he can produce a lap in. He's 2 tenths up already, coming through the first sector. So if he nails this middle sector, and then nails the final sector, this could be quite a good lap from Gort, and he could be the king of qualifying in Division 1, as we've seen, Division 4 I should say, not in Division 1, in Division 4 the last couple of weeks. He actually has missed the last 2 races, I believe, as well. Gort now coming through in towards turns 10, through turn 11, very good commitment through there, nearly like CR7 last night, comes through the end of the middle sector. He's lost time through the end of the middle sector. I think he had a very shaky turn 7, which is where he degraded the speed away. Christian's still in second. I don't think Gort's going to improve ahead of Neymar here. He's got no chance unless he finds 5 tenths of a second in this final sector. Runs toward the line, I think it's a 13.9 maybe. Comes across the line, 13.7. Goes very close, and he nearly found that amount of time.
Yeah, however, there's one thing that I did notice with Neymar's lap, is that he didn't keep as tight to the inside for the shortest run to the line. He decided to go out wide, so there's definitely a little bit more time than Neymar's got there.
Yeah, 13.6. He was saying he could set a 13.3, and he's not too far off that, to be honest. It's 13.6 in the minute. Old Maverick coming through towards the end of the middle sector. This is quite quick through the middle. 55.3, not the quickest, but he's 3 tenths up on his own laps. He could be going around Conti, Mitch, Mays sort of area, possibly out on track. The American now comes through in towards 14, in towards turn 15. He's literally hopped over the border for this race. He now comes through turn 16 and then through 17. A little bit shaky out of the final corner. I think he's lost time coming through here. Comes across the line. He only goes 9th, but if he didn't get caught in those curbs in the final couple of corners, I think he probably would have gone around Mays, Yogi sort of area.
Yeah, and he'll know that, so he'll be knowing that that's a place where he is going to be able to gain time, maybe jump himself up to the likes of Yogi and Maze. So he'll have that in his mind, in his back pocket, as Conti is marginally up on his sector 1 time as he comes through sector 2 now through the S's. See what his middle sector is saying. He needs a big improvement if he wants to challenge for pole position here. Middle sector, 2.5 tenths up. Could put him along with Christian at the moment.
Yeah, if he puts a good final sector in, I think he'll be around, but literally as I say that, pretty much on the spot, he spins on the curb, but he's still going to improve, I think. Conti comes through the final corner, comes to the line, doesn't improve, he's about a 10.5 off in the end. Neymar on top though, Gort second, Christian in third. Still your top 3 at this stage. Robin, by the way, went 1,000th off his time. Vettel is invalidated. Storm, by the way, is in the comment section. Rain in the middle, and then heavy rain at the end. So rain in the race.
That is very interesting. That is going to throw up some very interesting strategies. Of course, everyone in the top 10 will have to start in the sauce, but if there's rain halfway through the race, I mean, outside the top 10, we'll pretty much just be able to one-stop to the rain.
Should be able to, unless the Inters come early, which I'm thinking is probably the case. I'll say this now, I would think the Inters probably come out around lap 9, lap 10 if it's overcast. If it's sunny, it'll probably be after the halfway stage. Storm through the end of the middle sector, 4/10 up on this lap is Storm. He's going to go around Vettel, Robin sort of area maybe. Maverick as well, just 1,000th ahead of Robin at this stage. Neymar though out on top, go to second, Christian in third. I think Christian has started up on another lap if I'm not mistaken. A 14th lap from him. Still now through the final corner, comes to the line, and he goes fourth. Massive improvement in the final sector. He goes fourth, 1,000th ahead of Frey Pepper. Great lap from Storm, but does that mean that everyone else behind is going to try and improve?
I mean, the evolution of the track is going to take effect, and Storm, I believe he has just enough time to get back to the pits, chuck on a fresh set, and get back out. So he may have another run in him. But yeah, as the track evolves, we're going to start to see times start to tumble into the 13s. I think everyone from Conti up has a good shot of getting into the 13s here.
Christian's going into the 13th, I think, with this lap. He's nearly 2/10 up through the end of the middle sector now, through 14 in towards Peraltado at 16, and now comes through the final corner. Neymar still on top, Gord second, Christian in third. He could actually beat them here. Comes to the line at a 1:13.9. He improves nearly 2/10 of a second. Good lap there and a good improvement from Christian. Next man up, I believe, is Gort, if I'm not mistaken, on a lap. He's just started one. Vettel is on an out lap. Storm is on a down lap as well. Christian going slow. But Gort now starting up on a lap of 1:13.7. Can he beat Neymar with this lap?
Time will tell. He seems to have a good run in sector one. To see if he's up on his time. No, he's marginally down by half a tenth.
It's the middle sector where he's going to gain. If he's quick in the middle sector, he will gain time here.
Yeah, it's where he did lose a bit of time earlier, so he'll be looking to capitalise on the middle sector now, and
much better.
Full commitment over the curbs.
Much better. Coming through turn 11, that's commitment. It's too much commitment. It's still valid. But he's backed off anyways, and he's 6/10 down at the end of the middle sector. Just too much commitment, I think, there from Gort. We saw it with the Division 1 and 2 guys. They make it very, very easily indeed going through the S section with hardly any assists on at all. These guys have got assists on, obviously. And Gort, in second position, looks like he's actually preparing up for another lap here. So this will be the end of his qualifying session as he goes on for another lap. Limited ERS could be a plus for him, though.
Yeah, of course, it depends on how much he has actually fueled up. If he you know, is down in the middle sector on this lap, he might decide he's going to abort that lap and go for a third time.
I think he's quicker in the first sector here.
I see the flashing light. He's not got the fuel for that.
300ths of a second through the first sector. Do you know what? I think he might set this lap and then retire out on track. He might just do that, or he'll run out of fuel and just make his way back into the pit lane, which is probably worthwhile. Gort now coming through the end of the middle sector though. He's got less than a litre of fuel on that car, but is it enough to set the lap? Is he going to run out of fuel probably at the end of this lap? Gort's flying through the S section though. That was quick as he now comes through the end of the middle sector. He's a 10th down. How's he a 10th down through the end of the middle sector? That was so much quicker than last time around. Going now in towards the baseball stadium section through Ferrasol. At 14, spins the car. And that is it. Gort will not improve. Neymar still out on top, but the likes of Frey Pepper, the likes of Yogi on a lap, and Yogi's a 10.5 up in the first sector.
Yeah, and Maze is 2 times up in the middle sector, but he's just invalidated in the final sector.
Went too wide on the exit of 13. Vettel, by the way, goes fourth, and Yogi's been held up by Maximus. Yogi will not be happy with that. Maximus holding them up. Traffic in the end, costing Yogi potentially a good lap. He's got old Maverick ahead of him as well. He's got Robin behind. There's really no room for error now out on track.
Yeah, Yogi just wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately. All the traffic in front of him.
Oh, and Frey Pepper crashes it out of in consideration to the rest, I think he frustrated himself by invalidating the corner before, and he literally just turned left into the wall, crashes out in frustration. Not sure if that's allowed, that might have been caught on stream, but Frey Pepper's down in 6th position, will not improve. Yogi just on up on a lap. Maze, 800 up through the middle sector. See if there's anybody actually out there on a lap at this stage. Joro and the likes are out on a lap further down the field. Joro's through into the final couple of corners. Luke Ikes, by the way, is on an out lap, so it looks like he's going to get his setup in with 20 seconds to go. Joro goes 5th, 13.9.
Yeah, big lap there from Joro as we got Conti now to the line. And
doesn't improve.
Just loses in the final sector.
Yeah, 4,000th down in the end of the middle sector. Luke Ikes, by the way, will not get a time in, so he will not set a competitive time as the end of qualifying for him. Just seeing if there's anybody else actually on a lap. I know Christian's invalidated actually. Rock City's on a lap. Neymar's. Oh, I thought he was 2/10 up through the first sector. He's not. He's a 10th down. Christian's invalidated as well.
Maverick improves by almost 4 attempts, and he did have a snap of oversteer in the stadium, so he definitely could have been up there with the likes of Christian and maybe even Golden Neymar.
Nobody's going to improve on this lap. It's only Neymar that's going to improve. Neymar's in the middle sector. Oh wow, he's 2/10 up. Neymar is on a really good lap here, cracking through the middle sector and now in towards the final sector. I wonder if he can try and get to that 1:13.3. He's got Yogi to the left hand side of the track. Out of the way he goes, and Neymar now through in towards 16 and 17. This will back up his pole position. Comes to the line. What's the lap time? To 1:13.4. Big improvement from Neymar and stamps his authority over the rest of the field.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic lap time there from Neymar. Puts it on pole position, but I mean, as we know, pole position here is not a blessing, it's more of a curse.
Yeah, blessing in disguise maybe for the likes of Gort and Christian and behind. Joe's now making his way, troopling into the pit lane with a very limited field, but Neymar out on top, Gort second, Christian in third. TTG Storm, by the way, in the comment section saying he's been driving the F1 beta. You lucky so-and-so. I wish we had the F1 2021 beta. Wonder how it is. I always ask this.
I was actually going to predict Storm to do well. I'm not now. He just come in the chat and started gloating. You can't be having that.
I mean, he's in 7th position, and of course he's on that PS5 as well, so it could be a good lap time maybe from him to come. But Neymar is a second clear of Ryan, and that's a big statement. He's 2.5 tenths ahead of Gorta, who's the championship leader. Neymar still possibly within some sort of fight coming into the championship tonight, but Neymar's out on top, 2.5 tenths of a second. Gorton second, Christian in third. It's an all Scandinavian affair for the top three. Vettel in fourth, Joel in fifth. Very close lap time between them, 0.05 of a second separating. All Maverick, best qualifying of the season if I'm not mistaken, in sixth. With Storm in seventh, Frey Pepper in eighth, only 1,000 off. Yogi in ninth, Robin in 10th, Mays in 11th, Mitch in 12th, getting closer and closer to get down the bottom half of the grid. Conti 13th, Ryan 14th, Maximus in 15th. Luke Ix and Rock City both not sending any lap times. Luke Ix, of course, had a qualifying ban, and he's served one of them up. He's got another one to come, of course, in America next week. Rock City not setting a lap time either. Neymar, Gort, Christian, your top three, though.
Yeah, and three guys in that championship battle as well. Of course, we got Joro as well, and Ryan B also in that fight. And it's very close at the top. I just looked at the standings. It's incredibly tight.
Yeah, it's 8 points separating the top five coming into tonight, which is just ridiculous. I've said it's the closest battle we've got all season, and it will probably go down because of the inconsistency of a few drivers, and I'll put it that way because it's been quite a topsy-turvy season as a whole. The drivers have been so inconsistent. We have got basically 8 points separating the top 5 drivers because of that, and anybody can still win the championship, maybe even going into the final 2 rounds, of course, in America, and then in Singapore we could have a championship fight right to the end, but we'll have to see. Storm, by the way, making a comment about he thinks that the damage model will ruin league racing on the new game. Obviously, you've got to put in mind that the beta is a beta and it's not the full official game, but if the damage model is what it is, then we'll just have to try and take that with a bit of pinch of salt as we go, of course, into the new season for TTML. But, and of course, I think the new sign-ups are open on game day. Game release day on the 16th of July, if I'm not mistaken. As the formation lap's about to begin.
Yeah, so now we get to see the strategy. I'm pretty much predicting everyone outside the top. Oh, nice spread there outside the top 10.
That's really interesting, and that just comes to show when the drivers will think that the rain is going to fall out on track. Maze, Mitch and Maximus obviously feel that the rain is going to fall a lot longer term in terms of the race. It's going to be like after the halfway stage, they're thinking. And that's why they've gone for a set of hards. Conti, Ryan and Luke IX on a set of mediums. I'm not surprised with Luke IX given that he got a qualifying ban. Conti and Ryan on a set of mediums as well. They're thinking just before the halfway stage, I would say. Rock City, in the meantime, is thinking, oh, you know what, I think the rain's got to probably come around where James predicted it in terms of lap 9, lap 10.
Yeah, very interesting spread. Maybe Maze, Mitch and Maximus not confident enough in taking the mediums to the rain, but I know you can get 20 laps out of the mediums if you're good on your tires. I mean, we saw it. I believe last season in Division 2, LMN, how many laps did he do on his mediums?
Oh, we did 20 odd laps on a set of mediums, if I'm not mistaken, and he got a one-stop strategy working right to the end. But that's LMN, and these guys are a different quality in terms of LMN. Of course, LMN didn't pick up any penalties last night either in TTML Division 2. I've mentioned that twice now. Neymar, Gort and Christian, though, out on top. In the top 3. But, Mike, I'm going to come across you. Plenty of time to think about it. Who's your top 3?
I'm going to go with Neymar for the win. I'm going to go with Joro, second place. And I'm going to go with Ryan B, third.
Down
I'm not predicting
fourth.
Storm because I'm not predicting Storm because he gloated about having the beta.
Yeah, all Maverick saying if Storm doesn't win, then the beta is useless. Basically, is what he's saying. But that is the transition, though. It's a different game. Even if it's a beta, it's a different game compared to what he's been driving on for the full league season. My top 3, I'm going to go Gort for the win. I think Gort's got a really good chance of winning this. I think Christian will finish in second, and I think Frey Pepper will finish in third. Watch out for Robin, though, down in 10th position. He is my one to watch this race. The 5 red lights, though, are about to go up very soon indeed. I've got a very weird camera angle, by the way, on the run down in towards turn number 1. I hope we're going to get the 5 red lights out this time. We are indeed. The 5 red lights are now on here in Mexico for round 8 of the championship, and it's lights down, away we go. And no hanging around there as Gort gets a really good start. Neymar off the second phase of the start is not great. And now Christian's going to run to the left-hand side. Remember, we've got 3 wide, already running down in towards turn 1. Ryan's had a shocker of a start further down the field. Maximus taking it cautiously like Callboy last night, but Gort down the inside line. Neymar on the outside line. Neymar sent it around the outside. He had that move pretty much set up. Coming through turn 3. Beautiful stuff. Christian's there through into second. It's Gort that's the one that has lost out as a result of the start. Joel and Vettel now side by side on the run down and towards turn 4. Very good clean driving started so far. And actually Joel runs it down the inside line. Yogi as well. Literally say that and I've just screwed myself over, I think. We don't have clean driving standards. A little bit of a spin there from Luke IX on the curb, it seemed as well. Yogi hasn't picked up any damage, I don't think. Maze is struggling on a set of hards. Robin is going side by side with Mitch in towards the S section and gets the move done. He's up into 9th. But what a hectic start. Neymar leads the way. Christian in second, Gort in third. Neymar, partner of the Red Sea, coming in towards someone. He's already got a second over Christian.
Yep, Neymar, the best thing you could have done there is stay ahead of Gold and Christian into turn 1. He did exactly what he needed to do, and now he's trying to build that gap to try and get away. Question is, though, is he going to burn up too much ERS to get away? And eventually, Christian and Goat will be able to DRS each other to put those back up to him.
I think Neymar's got the pace. I think Neymar's got the pace to get away here. Christian's in second. Neymar's got a 1.2 second lead, basically, down in towards turn 1. That he will not get DRS until turn 12. So Neymar leads. Christian second, Gort in third. Further down the field, Rock City making moves. He's started 17th. And he's already up into what seems like 11th position. Conti's behind, so yeah, he is in 11th position now, out on track. In fact, it's 10th position from Rock City. A great start right from the back of the field. We've got Ix is gaining positions as well. He's going side by side with Yogi on the run down in towards 4. Yogi this time not butchering his braking point down the inside line. Gets the move done. Cuts off Luke Ix at the pass. Lovely stop by Yogi. He is through and he's into 14th position. But already, Cloud cover beginning to build over the circle. Luke Ix and Mace now going side by side on the exit of turn 6, and now they run side by side. As Mace going to try and think about hanging it around the outside here. He is the Brit on the outside line. And he's just about going to get the move that he has. Great stuff by Mace. He is through. He's into 15th. That forces Luke Ix now on the back of Maximus. And now Maximus is on the back of Luke Ix. And Luke Ix now is dropping all the way down the field. Maximus tries to lunge it down the inside line. Luke Ix very late on the brakes. And now Maximus gets a great run coming in towards the baseball stadium section through Farasol. Luke Ix on the inside line. And Maximus is through and he's into 16th.
Yeah, Maximus just doing what he needed to do there. Just to force a mistake from Luke Ix.
Do you know how I said Neymar's got the pace to get away? It's 1.4 seconds, 1.5 seconds now, and Neymar has got the pace over Christian. I wonder if Christian's going to let Gort through here. Gort hasn't got DRS this time around because, of course, turn 1 to turn 3 on the run down and towards turn 4 share the same detection point out on track, and that is why they have not got DRS this time around. That's why the gaps are quite sparse as they are. Neymar leads the way though, Christian in second, Gort in third, Vettel with a good start. We'll have a look at the early position gains out on track. Ray Pepper, first 3 seconds harmony for him along with Mitch. Position gains, Rock City. Massive gains up the field. 7 position gains from Rock City. Robin now picking up a 3-second time penalty. 2 positions gained for Storm and Frey Pepper. 1 for Christian, Robin, Mitch, Conti and Ryan. The one that sussed out most, Yogi from 9th.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Yogi was thinking there. He tried to go down the inside old map, but completely just missed his braking point altogether and just carried on, almost going straight into the back of, I believe it was Free Pepper.
Yeah, I think it was, and Gort now on the back of Christian. Sails past him down the inside line in towards someone. I was just about to say that Vettel made a mistake coming out of Peraltada, and now has brought Storm onto the back. Storm has gained 2 positions as a result. The side-by-side further down the field, though, Mitch and Conti now going side-by-side, and the set of hards coming on top. Compedra set of mediums, Compedra set of hards. Mitch tried to dive that down the inside line. He was never going to get that one down the inside line. It's going like for a gap like England did on Wednesday against bloody whatever team we were against. Ryan down the inside line. Austria, yeah. Ryan down the inside line on Mitch. Gets the move done. He's into 12th. It's aggressive racing, but it's fair racing, I would say.
Yeah, and now Goat has managed to get past Christian. Now we have to see if Goat has the pace, because he no longer has a bit of dirty air from Christian. You can see he's already gapped Christian quite considerably.
Mitch has had a spin coming through the S section, has lost time to Yogi. Slight call on the curb, I think, through 7. Neymar is pulling away from Gort, I would argue. Gort 1.5 seconds behind. The gap is quite stagnant, I would say, out on track. And to be honest, the gap between the top 3 is quite stagnant. Cloud beginning to build over the circle. There's no threat of rain yet, so Rock City's move, I think, to go on that set of softs, maybe not paying off. Everyone, I think, on a set of mediums, I think, have got the best strategy so far. Conti and Ryan and Luke Ajax probably the ones to watch out for. Storm now on the outside line of Vettel. Normally cautious Storm, not cautious. He's got the F1 2021 beta underneath his belt, and Storm is through around the outside of Vettel, and he's through and he's into P4 and picks up more EOS as a result. Frey Pepper launching onto the back of Vettel as well, but not quite close enough, or is he? Frey Pepper, no. Vettel is still in 5th position. For how long? Because, yeah, he's gone deep. So now Frey Pepper looks the outside line, and Vettel forces him completely off track. Not fair racing at all there from Vettel. He had so much room on the right-hand side, and again, he's realising that Frey Pepper's there, and Frey Pepper can't go around the outside line. Vettel, I would say, is a train at this point.
Yep, Vettel is doing his best truly impersonation, I'd say.
Definitely more like Arnold Truly, definitely out on track. It's Neymar who leads. Gold second, Christian in third. Suddenly the gap beginning to close down. Neymar's got more ERS though to serve. And I wonder if he is going to think about coming into the pit lane early, if there's going to be a threat of rain later on. Vettel now under pressure from Frey Pepper on the active of Peraltada at 17. Neymar leading, Gold second, Christian in third. And now Frey Pepper right on the back of Vettel. We'll look to the outside line. Vettel shouldn't come across down the straight. It'll be quite idiotic, to be honest, if he tries to. If he doesn't, he gives him the room, and Frey Pepper is through. And he's into 5th position, but not without a scare.
Yeah, Vettel really struggling on his brakes at the moment. Keeps locking up and going deep into the corners, and Yeah, he had absolutely no ERS to really fight against Free Pepper, and he's got nothing to fight against Euro behind or Maverick.
Yeah, for Pepper on the back of Storm, and yes, Vapor Fabio in the comment section, he has played the 2021 beta, TTG Storm this is, not CLE Storm if you are getting confused, but Neymar leading the way, Gort second, Christian in third, Ronnie on lap 6, basically on towards lap 7, Maverick picks up a 3-second time penalty now further down the field, Storm and Fred Pepper beginning to get away, I feel, from Vettel, and now Maverick's on the back of Joe. All of these guys are stuck in a big DRS train, and if these guys continue this, I think Conti and Ryan will probably probably be onto the back of them as well very soon.
Yeah, we're getting to that point now where I believe the softs and the mediums are similar pace as Neymar's into the pits very early, and Storm follows him in.
I wonder if he's going to go set of mediums, and I wonder if he's timing this for the threat of rain later on in the race. Neymar goes on to a set of mediums. I wonder if Storm's going set of mediums as well. He does. Yes. I think the rain is probably going to come around the halfway stage as a result. Joe now around the outside line, and Vettel gets the move done. Vettel hangs it there on the inside line, but not quite close enough, and the Dutchman is through, and he's into P4 and his fellow countryman. But now, let the train commence once again, because Old Maverick's right on the back as well. Vettel's going to try and come back at Joe, but Joe has got the pace. Vettel derating down the straight as well with a lack of ERS, and Vettel now under pressure once again from Alt Maverick, and Alt Maverick will try and switch us back through 5 in towards turn 6. He's got the inside line. Is the American going to go for the move? No, Alt Maverick channeling his inner teammate, I've got to be honest. Cautious Storm. Maverick stays in P6 for now.
Yeah, Alt Maverick, he just placed his car just to put Vettel off, and that led to Vettel picking up a 3-second time penalty. So quite smart play from Alt Maverick, as I believe.
Look at Rock City! Rock City run on the back of Robin, and now lunges it down the inside line. Gets the move done. Bit of rough and tumble there, to be honest. Oh, and Vettel's made a mistake. And I think that might have been right side end plate damage coming off the car, if I'm not mistaken. If not, he's really struggling with the tyres. And no, he's fine in terms of the damage the front two are in. Vettel's going to have to come into the pit lane. Joro stays out. Frey Pepper, I think, stays out as well. Sorry, it's Rock City, the one that stays out along with Alt Maverick. All of these guys going in for set of mediums. That suggests to me the rain, for me, personally, is going to be around lap 20, 21-ish.
Yeah, judging from the medium selections, it's going to be around. It's going to be around lap 20 to 25, I think.
Neymar's ahead of Gort, coming out of the pit lane as well. Maximus is ahead, and he's next up for Neymar on his target list. As Neymar currently in P12, Gort in 13th position. Everyone else came out in behind. Vettel, by the way, went on to set another set of soft compound tyres. So obviously he feels that the rain is probably going to come a bit sooner than what we're expecting. And he could back that up, actually, because the cloud is beginning to build over the circuit.
Maybe, but I'm finding this interesting. Gold has managed to close up drastically with the overcut, and Neymar now has a bit of traffic ahead of him, and I don't think he'll get off as lightly as what we saw last night with Wesker just letting CR7 go, but you never know.
I think Maximus has got to recognise who's probably the quicker driver in this. Neymar shouldn't really go for any sort of move. Yeah, Gort's going to be on the back of him, but I think Neymar coming out of Peraltada will probably be the move that is on here. And Luke Ajax is going to be under pressure as well. As soon as I say that, Neymar's right on the back of him, looking to the inside line. He runs into the slipstream once again now to use the overtake one, but I think Gort's actually going to have to run on both of them. And Gort's going to try and slingshot his way on the inside line here. Right. Look at here it goes. Here comes Gort down the inside line. I think he's got the run to get both of them down the inside line. It's 3 wide in towards turn 1, and Gort is much later on the brakes. Maximus tries to hang it around the outside. Very bold indeed. Gort's got through ahead of Neymar, but I wonder if Neymar's going to slingshot it back on the inside line. And he tries to switch it back. Gort and Neymar now fighting side by side, running down in towards turn 4. Maximus is the one that's actually came out in front of this. Neymar lunges it down the inside line. Shouldn't have went for that. Shouldn't have went for that. Gort now is holding up. Neymar's just going to sit him behind. He should not go for a move here.
Neymar, if he wants to try and get back through on Goat, he needs to chill behind to save up a bit of ERS.
Yeah, he does, and Gort now is going to be in the dirty air of Maximus, and this is what's going to come into play for Neymar coming out of the S section. And Gort's the one that's actually got the run of Maximus. Look at this, he's on the outside line of him. Down in towards the baseball stadium section, in towards Ferris. Oh, beautiful move by Gort around the outside line. Now puts Maximus in the way of Neymar once again. Neymar's going to get frustrated, I think, with this. Maximus is again in front of him. And I wonder if Neymar this time is going to try and slingshot off the back of Maximus to get onto the back of Gort. Gort has got Luke Ajax in front of him, who's got Maze in front of him. Neymar, though, on the back of Maximus. But look, he's derating down the straight. I don't think he can get the move done here. Gort is not close enough to the back of Maze. I don't think Luke Ajax could be on the back of Maze, actually, down the inside line, in towards turn 1. So committed on the brakes. Great stuff by Luke Ajax. He is through and he's into 7th. Mitch is right on the back of Yogi as well. I think Yogi just overtook him. A lot of guys, though, going late on a set of Saw on Maze and Luke Ajax, who both make a little bit of contact. And Maximus and Christian down the inside line, 3 wide as Luke Ajax is retired. Oh, and there's contact between, I think it was him and Maze, and there's a safety car. Safety car right on track. I didn't see what happened there, to be honest. That was such a bad camera angle. But it looked to me, I wonder if Luke Ajax has tried to dive it down the inside line of Mace. They were running side by side. He was up there with Gort as well. I wonder if there's been a bit of contact between the guys out on track, and that is Luke Ajax out of the race, either as a result of frustration or as a result of contact, as Frey Pepper now has retired out of the race as well. And he has retired that out on track. I don't get what's going on. Joel, though, and Robin had the free pit stop pretty much, though.
Yeah, he's just retired on track. I do not understand that from Free Pepper. I was expecting to see him maybe in a wall or some way, but no, he's just retired up on track.
He had to leave, apparently, in the Discord, so obviously something happening on Frey Pepper's end. Robin, by the way, is going to rejoin on a set of soft compound tyres. So that just says to me, once again, the rain is probably going to come around lap 2021 from about that point onwards. Oh, Frey Pepper got a call that his mum is in the hospital. That is why he retired from the race, so that's totally understandable. I'm sure that will be taken into consideration. Although it's retiring out on track, I'm sure a special dispensation will be given, and I hope your mum is going to be getting better, and I'm sure she's in the right place to get the treatment for whatever it is. Conti the lead, Ryan second, Mitch in third. Gort is the one now in the net lead of the race. And look who he's got behind him. Maze is behind. Neymar's in traffic again. Gort surely got this. But he has got a penalty.
I mean, yeah, Mitch is just gonna. He's not gonna fight against his teammate. I think Mitch will let him go at earliest opportunity. The question is now, with this safety car, I mean, I believe he'll be out for one more lap after this. The question is, the sky is looking very dark now. Are we gonna see the rain come in the next 2-3 laps?
No. I think we are about 10 minutes away from the rain. Is what I would say. 10-15 minutes away from the rain, and that would suggest after the halfway stage, because that's why I would imagine the likes of Conti, the likes of Ryan are staying out on their set of mediums. Mitch as well staying out on a set of hards, Maze as well staying out on a set of hards, and Maximus staying out on a set of hards. They've got nothing to lose out on track apart from obviously positions, and if they've got the threat of rain, all the tyres work better than younger tyres around here at Mexico. Conti, Ryan, Mitch. I think Conti and Ryan are probably in the best place out of everyone at this stage if the rain is to come where we predicted.
I mean, we originally predicted around lap 20. I don't think they're going to be able to hold on for another 7 laps after safety car.
Oh, rain! It's raining!
So, what did I say?
It's literally just started to rain! I should listen to you more often.
Yeah, you should never question a Welshman when it comes to rain. I deal with this on a daily.
Coming home though, coming home. That's what you got to think. Conti, Ryan, Mitch out on top, but the rain beginning to fall, and if there's heavy rain later on in the race, I wonder if we're going to get a set of inters then for maybe the next 15-20 minutes, I would say, and then maybe transition to set of wet at the end. It's certainly going to be changeable, we can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely, and the frustrating thing that I think everyone will be thinking as safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap is, why couldn't the safety car just stay out a lap or 2 more so they could just pit onto the inters without any possibility of the the dry's just slipping on the curves and losing all traction. They're going to have to cope with these conditions now.
Who does this favour though? These wet conditions, who does this favour? Does it favour the likes of Gort and Neymar, who have just gone onto their fresh set of tyres? The softs I don't think are going to work around here. Conti and Ryan, I still think they're in the best position. As they come out through Peraltada once again, Conti backs up the pack. Oh, and he spun! Conti has spun. He's done a Magnus of Division 4 last season. Absolutely unbelievable. Back underway. Mitch is in. Obviously going to go for a set of enters. Chaos off the start. Yogi has spun, I think, coming out of the final corner as well. We're back underway. Ryan leads the way. Yeah, Neymar's on the back of Maze running down towards turn 1. It's absolutely teeming down out on track. Mitch is in. Conti's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Silver's driven from his perspective. Neymar gets it down the inside line of Maze. Gets it through and he's into P3. Look at Maximus and Storm. Storm just about forces his way through. Rock City really struggling on the tyres, and now all of those guys in a set of inters are probably going to be cursing themselves in terms of coming in, certainly on that lap. I think it's Robin down the inside line. Sorry, it's it's Robin on Storm, isn't it? Tries to go around the outside, tries to get a move done. It's not close enough. It's like wacky races all of a sudden. It's like F1 race stars. What a move!
Outside with his teammate. Unbelievable. And here comes Storm.
Oh, Robin spun! Robin spun into the wall! Robin is into the wall!
Storm and Maze. They're both around.
Storm and Maze are both around. There's a VSC now out on track. Goodness me, the rain has literally caused pandemonium out on track. And Ryan leads. Gort second, Neymar on third. I've backed this up every step of the way. Ryan... Because Conti spun, Ryan is in the best position out of everyone. Everyone should come in now for a set of inters because they're going to come on next lap around. The inters will come on next lap around. They may as well pit now when the VSC's out, and hopefully it stays out as well. As Robin crashed, of course, deploying that VSC, and Yogi is round, I believe, as well through the S section. But everyone's coming in.
And Yogi picked up a drive-through penalty as well, so Yogi's having a nightmare at the moment.
Everyone is into the pit lane, and this has now brought Ryan. Is he ahead of the Ferrari? Just about. And that was Gort coming out of the pit lane behind him. Mace is through the final corner. And Mace is into the pit lane, in fact. So it's Ryan that's out in front. Mitch, actually, is the one that's in the lead.
Yeah, Mitch with the overspeed down the straight. The VSC ended perfectly for him.
Vettel's got onto a set of mediums. Vettel's got onto a set of mediums coming out the pit lane. It's an absolute disaster. He lets immediately Joel through. I'm not sure what they might have been thinking. Vettel's just going to let everyone through and probably retire out the race here, I would imagine. Mitch leads the way. Ryan second. Gorton third. And if you ever have seen any race here in TTML, then Division 4 literally has gone from predicting it was going to be dry until lap 20 to everyone on a set of inters within 3 laps. Unbelievable.
Now, in the intermediate conditions, no...
Oh, Mitch has spun! Mitch has nearly spun it coming through the S section! Sorry to cut you in there, Mike. My goodness me! Mitch literally gets away with the save of the century, is what I could say. Mitch still leads the way, but my God, his tyres are not warmed up.
Yeah, and what I was going to say is that with DRS disabled now, it's going to be a lot more difficult to make the overtakes stick. And Neymar, I mean, we saw how he was struggling in a straight line, even when he had DRS to overtake, who was it, Maze? I think it might have been Maze when he didn't have the straight line speed to do that, and he's going to be struggling now more than ever to try and overtake likes of Goat and Ryan B in the straight line.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch leading the way, Ryan second, Gordon third. My voice has already gone, we're only 15 laps in. Mitch leads the way, Ryan in second, Gordon third, Neymar in fourth. But my goodness me, changeable conditions, and if you predicted Mitch and Ryan to be first and second, then you are really, really lucky. You should put on the Euro Millions, I think, tonight. I wouldn't have predicted Mitch and Ryan certainly for first and second at this stage of the race, as Yogi's into the pit lane, I think, to repair his damage, and Vettel's in to transition onto a set of inters.
Yeah, and what we're looking at right now is what F1 used to be like a decade ago. Ferraris and McLaren on the podiums.
Ferrari and McLaren's on the podium. I mean, we've got the racing point. It's basically with Red Bull and Red Bull in 10th, Mercedes in 14th. It's basically Formula 1.5 now here in Division 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And Neymar, he's losing time in a straight line. I don't think he's got the straight line speed to really compete.
Definitely. I mean, Mitch, pit window apparently is now open for one-stop strategy Untra of Inters game. I don't know why you're predicting that whatsoever. In the meantime, go and catch a cup of tea, I think, at this point, because I don't think we're going to see any moves. We're right on board with Gort on the back of Ryan, but I don't think there's going to be any moves, certainly within the next few laps at least.
I mean, yeah, if you think that which was great. In the dry conditions, I was seeing a floating head on the grid.
There's nothing new there.
Every single time the car drove through it, there was just a floating white head.
It's better than having a flooded track at Spa, though, if you've seen it on Twitter. Spa got flooded, basically. They were doing, I think there was GT3 racing around there, if I'm not mistaken, this weekend. And the track is completely flooded as Neymar spun through the S section where Mitch nearly lost it. He has spun Neymar coming through turn 8, just about rejoins the track behind Maximus ahead of Joro, and Neymar's in the wall, and now right side end plate damage. It looks to be survival of the fittest now out on track.
Yeah, absolutely. And this track, it's difficult to keep it clean on penalties in the dry, but now in the wet, it's going to be a Herculean task. And right now, I'd still think Ryan's in the best spot, even though Mitch has built a fantastic lead on Ryan at the moment.
Yeah, he has got 1.8 seconds over the back of Ryan. Gort catching Ryan down in towards turn 1. Probably the closest battle we're on board with. Neymar's in. Rock City as well into the pit lane. I wonder if he's picked up damage as a result of contact with the wall. We're right on board with him into the pit lane. And he hasn't. Oh, he's gone on set of wets! Rock City's on set of wets! Surely too early.
Yeah, it doesn't look wet enough for wets.
Well, the wets dispose of 75 litres of water. The Inters... Oh, Neymar hasn't repaired his front wing! Neymar hasn't repaired his front wing either. He's got right side end plate damage still coming out of the pit lane. It's an absolute disaster for Neymar. Rock City now on a set of wets. And this actually is going to prove to be who's going to be the quickest man. Is Neymar going to be quicker than Rock City without damage? Basically, is what we're now predicting up. Rock City, they're both losing time, but I wonder if Neymar's just going to let Rock City go. Rock City actually launches the overtake mode and just passes him on the outside line in towards turn 4, gets the move done. But now is the pinpoint. 18.1 seconds to Storm. If he continues to lose that time, which he is doing, Rock City has managed this wrong, I think. I think this is going to be like 19 seconds towards the end of the lap.
I'll tell you what this is, though. This is very ideal for both Storm and Conti, because they're going to be able to see Rock City at the moment when he starts to gain time, and they'll know that's the crossover. Yeah,
I mean, the crossover, it's so difficult to judge as the yellow flag in Sector 1, and Vettel's in the wall. Running down the straight. Or is he just letting everyone through? He might be letting everyone through, actually. He's out of the pit lane on a sort of wet compound tyres. If that's anything to go by, then it's not. Conti, Maze, and Storm are all in the battle, by the way, down in towards turn 1. 8th, 9th, and 10th out on track, and Maze still stays ahead of Conti and Storm for now.
Yeah, but we got a lovely little freeway scrap going on here. Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri, and Red Bull.
We now run in towards turn 4, and actually Storm tries to go around the outside. He's going to switch it on Conti. Down the inside line. Not quite close enough. Do you know what? Rock City is not losing much time to Storm. It's 18.8 seconds. He's only lost 5-6 cents of a second compared to Storm. We are really at the crossover period, basically, now.
Yeah, as Neymar comes in, checks on the set of the wet compound tyres. Hopefully he's prepared his front wing this time around.
He has. Luckily he has. Right side end plate damage now off the car, and he's now got a clean front wing. He's out in P13. And Vettel once
Vettel's
again has spun, coming through the S section. You may as well keep going, Vettel. You're in 14th position. You're a lap down pretty much on everyone now. But you may as well keep going and pick up the points. We're halfway through the race. Don't quit now. Anything could still happen.
Yeah, and Storm's in.
Storm into the pit lane, so he is in. Probably the next one to go on to a set of wet compound tyres. I still think it's advantage Inters at this stage. Conti's on the back of Mays, and look at him, he's closing up onto the back of Mays, running down in towards turn 1. Vettel's spun again, coming through Peveltada. Conti now down the inside of 1. Tries to get the move done on Mays. Mays on the inside line. And these are weather conditions for frogs out on track. Conti's now on the back of Mays, though. And Kermit is going to try and, well, defend this. As Conti switches to the inside line, he'll get the car stopped on the brakes. In fact, Mays has gone around the outside line. Gets the move done, has he? It's on the inside line. Conti on the outside line. They're still side by side running towards turn 6. This is brave stuff from both of them. Red Bull comes out on top, though. Mays stays ahead.
Yeah, good stuff from the pair of them there, keeping it clean. That's what we like to see. And the question is now, when do these top guys head into the pits? Because, I mean, we can see right now, as I think it is just switched over. Look at the time that Rock City's beginning the game.
Yeah, rain is absolutely tipping down now. Out on track, Mitch leads the way. Ryan in second, Gort in third. Gort, by the way, is on the back of Ryan, running down towards turn 1. Not quite close enough. Rock City is gaining on Conti, but I wonder if that's a result of the battle rather than anything else between Conti and Mays. Or if they're struggling out on track. It's 18.6 seconds, and I mean, Storm's on a set of wets. So that might just be proof that it's not wet.
Storm around, Vettel around, and it's not been a good day so far from for Vettel as Conti down the inside of Mays into turn 1, but Mays going to try and outbrake him, go around the outside. It's there's
contact, but there wasn't contact between them both there. I can tell you that now. There was not contact between them both. Conti just lost it by himself on the inside. A little bit of maybe side pod contact, maybe forced him around.
Safety
but
car.
It's safety car for that. I've seen some ridiculous safety cars come out in my time, but a safety car for Conti crashing off track? Never thought you'd see the day. Mitch, by the way, is coming in towards the final couple of corners. Joro has picked up a drive-through penalty. And now, coming out through the final corners, I wonder if Mitch is going to come in, maybe, for a set of wets here. Mitch is in, Ryan's in, Gort is in, but he's going to have to be careful because he's going to be double-stacked with Mitch here. Joro's got another drive-through penalty under the safety car. And I wonder if he's got a glitch, actually, as Joro. I wonder if he's got a glitch, and this might disqualify him from the race. He slows it down. He's over the delta time, maybe, coming into the pit lane. Very, very strange indeed. Mitch leads the way. Joro speeds into the pit lane, and he retires.
Inters?
Inters for everyone. Maverick's got into a set of wets, though. I don't know what to make of this race anymore.
Just when you thought another spanner of the works could not be thrown in, the spanner of the works has been thrown in.
Oh, God. Another spanner into the works, and we're only on lap 22. We're only on lap 22, and this has been about as chaotic as TTML Division 4, Division 5 Belgium Season 2.
I'll tell you what though, I mean, if we want to be that petty, we can be this petty, right? They pitted on the full wets now on lap 21. Are we going to be that petty? And we'll just claim victory for calling lap 21.
We could. Vettel's picked up a 3-second time penalty, but he is still continuing. Vettel, well, literally right on board with him, and that is a fantastic corner cut from Vettel. Don't know what we need to make of that one. Goodness me, I don't know where this race is going. Mitch leads the way, Ryan in second, Christian in third, Gort fourth, Maverick in fifth, Maximus in sixth. There's a real opportunity here that the front 8 are the only men that are going to be on the back of the safety car if the safety car comes in next lap around. Because I don't think Conti will get onto the back, and I'm not actually sure if Mays and Rock City will get onto the back either.
I'm confused what happened with Joro.
picked up 2 drive-through penalties for speeding under the VSC. He obviously was matching his delta time, probably on his screen, but on our screen it was different. He picked up 2 speeding under the VSC, under the safety car, and then a 5-second penalty sped into the pit lane and then retired.
Right, so Joe retired and he's...
Yeah, he retired coming into the pit lane.
Okay, and I'm on board with Vettel, and he is really struggling in these conditions. He was struggling in the dry, but in the wet he is fully struggling.
Oh, and he's having to stick to the delta time as well. He's got, I believe that's Neymar in front of him, actually. It is Neymar. Neymar's 2 laps ahead of him now. Neymar was 2 laps ahead of Vettel. And he's in P12, and there's Vettel in P14. I mean, Vettel I don't think cares at this point, to be honest. He just wants to pick up points and maybe try and do the inner me on GT Sport back in the day, where I might have cut the chicane, the second chicane, the Della Roggia chicane, into in a GT3 race. And, oh, Vettel's gone straight on, and Neymar's through. So Neymar through ahead of Vettel, and Vettel is now 2 laps down on everyone.
Yeah, and Vettel needs to be careful allowing people through on the safety car, because they could give the other driver a return the position and they end up getting a penalty.
Could do, and yeah, Neymar, Yogi's into the pit lane as well. Another set of Inters. I'm not so sure now. It is Inters out on track. I think it's wet. The rain is tipping down still. Look at the spray. I think the spray proves it that it's wet. Oh, Maverick's in a really good scenario here, though.
Has Alt Maverick just outsmarted the rest of the field? Because we've seen Storm and Yogi, who were on the wet, come back in for Inders.
Yeah, I mean, they've came on just out of Inters. Time will tell, to be honest. We're under the safety car. It's lap 23. Mitch leads the way, Ryan second, Christian in third. Don't know how many times we've said that now in the last 5 laps or so since everything kicked off a few laps ago. Mitch leads the way, Ryan second, Christian in third, Golf fourth, Maverick fifth, Maximus sixth, Mason seventh, Rock City eighth, Conti ninth, Storm in 10th, Neymar in 11th, Yogi in 12th, and Vettel in 13th position. And I thought there was a little bit of contact there between Golf and Christian. But might have been my camera angle.
Yeah, I think it's your camera angle. No penalties have been given there then for contact.
It's good that there's no penalties being picked up at least, but we have to wait and see, of course, how it is gonna go. Mitch leading the way. Ryan is probably in the pole spot, you would say. He's on a set of Inters, and he's got no penalties at this stage. But the rain is coming down heavier now, out on track. The spray proves, I think, that it's probably wet compounded tyres. And Maverick...
I think Maverick. Oh, yeah. Rock City. Rock City's got no penalties. So Rock City, the man to keep an eye on.
Probably is, yeah. He's down in 8th position. And the safety car, I would imagine, is coming in this lap. So Mitch is going to be the the virtual bird monitor. He's going to be the safety car this lap around. Yep, safety car now coming in this lap, confirmed. And Mitch now, Mitch, I should say, not Rich. Might be Rich by the end of this. Mitch, though, coming in towards the Ferrosol once again, in towards turn 13. And he is about to set up, possibly, on his mission to try and win this race. Mitch was a bit aggressive earlier on, but I tell you what, Mitch, Ryan, Christian, this could be quite a spicy battle as we get back underway. And out of the final corner, Mitch is going to absolutely floor it through the final corner. I tell you what, he has absolutely floored it. And wow, look at the gap he's pulled out. It's a second. And actually, look at Christian, Gordon, Maverick. Maverick has got onto the back of Gort already. Christian's the one that's caught napping under the safety car restart, and Mitch leads the way. Ryan in second. And if there was DRS, Mitch is already out of DRS range. But Ryan, Christian, Gort, Maverick now on the inside line of Gort. Gort a little bit too easy on the brakes, looks the inside line, does Maverick. He's now on the outside line, in towards turn number 3, on the exit of turn 3. Gort struggling on that set of Inters, and look at Maximus. It looks to me still maybe Inters, but now all Maverick's right on the back of Gort, running down in towards turn 4. Storm, by the way, is through on Conti further down the field, but Mitch leads the way. Ryan in second. It looks to me Mitch has got the warmest tyres of everyone. He's absolutely flying away from the field.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for these wet runners. I mean, I think is with the Inters and the Wets, I think there's no real advantage either way from.
It's the crossover period, and if the rain eases, it's Inters. If the rain is heavier out on track, it'll be Wets. It's as simple as that. That's all we can really describe the weather conditions as. Rock City now, however, is on the back of Maze. I think it's more for Maze's mistake. Rock City to the inside line. Maze hangs it around the outside line. Impressive stuff from the Brit. Tries to get the move done, and now Storm getting in this as well. Conti is not too far with this either. Neymar is off the back, and there's a bit of Constantina effect between Maze and Rock City. Rock City, I think, forced his way down the inside line. He tried a similar move to what he did in Russia last week, as Vettel has spun once again.
Storm on the back of Rock City and
Maximus on the back of Maverick. Look at this, side by side running down the straight, and we could get 3 wide and behind. I don't know which battle to ride on board with. Maverick to the outside line. Maximus is through down the inside, and Rock City tries to again lunge it down the inside on Maze, but Maze is through and he's into P7. These two had contact last week, of course, in Russia. And Conti's not entirely out of this either. Storm now on the back of Rock City. Looks the outside line. Rock City has got to be aware of Storm on his outside line. In towards 4. Can he get the move done around the outside? It'll be very tough if he can. He's actually down the inside line in towards 5. Tries to get the move done. Gets caught on the curb. And that's advantage Rock City. He's still there. Not quite. Oh, you're lagging quite a lot, Mike.
I hope I'm not about to lag out.
You're fine now.
Oh, great. I literally just said that Conti is right in this now.
Yeah, Conti's right on the back. Storm again is trying to get onto the back of Rock City. But in the meantime, Mates has pulled away onto the back of Old Maverick. And Old Maverick gets caught in a bit of a half spin. It comes to show it's Inters out on track. Because look at the gap between Maximus and Maverick. It's 3.7 seconds. It's Inters out on track, even though the rain is falling heavier.
Yeah, and Old Maverick, he's coming into the pits. He's bailing on it. So a mistake there from Old Maverick.
I mean, Mitch leading the way. Here comes Gore. Trying to lunge it down the inside line. Doesn't quite get the move done. Rock City now on the back of Storm. Storm on the back of Maze running in towards turn 1. But no. Rock City's gamble for the West has really not paid off. Old Maverick, by the way, has came in for 7 Inters and he's going to be ahead, maybe, of Yogi coming out the pits. Yeah, he's well ahead of Yogi coming out the pits. Here comes Storm on the back of Maze once again. Looks to the inside line. Is it going to be Cautious Storm, or is he going to try and lunge this down the inside line? Cautious Storm it is. Maze stays in 6th.
Yeah, and interestingly, Mitch has already built that 3-second gap that he needs. So right now, Mitch is in a race-winning position at the moment.
He is in a race-winning position out on track, and yeah, 3.3 seconds is the gap. Looking at the penalties, he's got 3. Ryan has not got 3 seconds worth of time penalties though, and one mistake from which we've seen it so far in the race, coming to the S section where he has picked it up. But Rock City on the back, and look at the gap. That Storm has now pulled to Maze. It's nearly a tenth of a second running in towards turn 12. Looks the outside line, forces Maze into a full sense of hope, maybe locks up slightly, and now Storm looking to the inside line, tries to get in towards turn 13, tries to get the move done. Conti forces it on Rock City as well and behind, gets the move done. Great stuff by Conti. Rock City saw him coming in the end, and Rock City's slow out of the final corner. I thought he had a puncture, but he's into the pit lane. Has he got a slow puncture coming in the pits? Or is he just purely slow enough? I think he's got a real left puncture, maybe. It was difficult to see.
No,
Storm and Maze are side by side.
Yeah, the Storm making the move on Maze. Is going to be wheel to wheel going into turn 1. Maze unable to outbreak Storm, but can he carry the momentum? No, he can't. And Storm now up into 6th place. But Maze, all he's got to do is just keep with Storm.
Slightly warmer set of inter-compound tyres, and Storm is through and he's into P6, Maze in 7th, Conti in 8th. 3/4 of the way through, and we've still got a long way to go in this race. Mitch leads the way, Ryan in 2nd, Christian in 3rd. Looking at the chat as well, Luke Alonso, that's Luke Ajax. He said his first pit stop, his pit crew didn't come, and he said they were all fired, so that was his karma. And that was Joro, I think, he's referring to. And Luke has also said Ryan will be the championship leader at the end of tonight. And yes, he's right, because he's in 2nd and Christian's in 3rd at the minute.
Yeah, and Ryan, he's on that teetering edge of that 3-second window, so he might be taking a win here.
Yeah, 3 seconds, and he is teetering on that edge, and he's pretty much there, to be honest. I think Mitch is beginning to lose maybe just a slight bit of pace. Ryan has got more ERS, so that is where the disadvantage is going to be for Mitch. His disadvantage is going to be he's got a lack of ERS. Ryan has got more ERS, and he can use it up to his heart's content, to be honest, wherever out on track. And look at the gap now, it's 2.9 seconds, and Ryan is pulling in that gap on the run in towards turn 4. If he catches him, and if he starts reeling them in, I think Ryan is going to be on the back of him, maybe in 4 laps time, 5 laps time, at the pace he's gaining.
Yeah, there's also another issue for Christian right now, is the fact that Goat is right behind him, and he is clawing onto the back of that racing point. And Goat, he is going to want to make this move because he has 6 seconds of time pens, and the gap between him and Maximus is just under 3 seconds. He's going to think he's got a pace he can pull away from Maximus.
Yeah, but Goat's getting a bit slidey coming out of the S section, and this means Christian begins to pull away once again. Both, of course, are in the same team. They're both in OWR, and of course OWR featuring Vettel once again has spun, by the way, coming across the line. And Vettel...
Like real life.
Yeah, I thought he was in the pit wall actually for a minute there, but he's not. As old Maverick has spun, coming out through turn 6. Right side end plate damage on the car.
And that is heartbreaker. Just seen it pop up. Mitch with 6 seconds of time pens now.
Yeah, 6 seconds for Mitch. Ryan on 0 still. Christian's on 3. Gort on 6. Another yellow flag in sector 1. It's Vettel once again. I'm not surprised. Gort on 6. As I say, Maximus on 3. Storm on 9. Neymar, Conti on 3 along with Rock City. 9 for Yogi and Maverick, and Vettel's on 18 seconds worth of penalties. But honestly, it could go either way this race. Mitch is beginning to get gained on by Ryan. Gort, though, right on the back of Christian in towards 4.
Yeah, Gold wants to get ahead of Christian. He might feel that he has more pace than the racing point and may want to try and put that to the test. But the thing is so Maverick is coming to the pit lane to retire. But as we say many times, it's easy to catch someone. It's quite another story to overtake them.
If there's another safety car out on track, has Neymar got a chance of winning this? I'm just saying this because he's on the back of Mays at the minute, and he's got 4.5 seconds to Storm. Neymar's got really good pace in the inters by the looks. And if there's another safety car, if there's a VSC and he comes into the pit lane, it could really, really gain his chances, possibly. I know he's way behind, but still.
I mean, looking at it, as it stands right now, I mean, I believe he is about his cheap edge of jumping Storm on penalties.
Yeah, you're right. I think Mays 5.5 seconds. Yeah, Storm's got 9 seconds worth of penalties, and Neymar and Conti are going to be getting on him as well, possibly as well. As now Neymar looks on the back of Mays, trying to eke out every bit of ounce of that overtake mode. He's not going to get close enough in towards turn 1. But he might be close enough in towards 4. He just needs to save up that ERS. And we saw it with Cam in Division 2. He said it after the race, by the way, Cam. He was quite disappointed with the result, even though he had a really good pace. Neymar now is on the back of Mays, and this is it. Now down in towards turn 4. Mays will try and cut to the inside line, but he doesn't quite close it off enough. Neymar's on the inside line. Force him on the outside. It's rough and tumble. Mays launch it down the inside line. Conti's going to be caught up in that if he's not careful, and actually lets them go. And I think Mays probably lets Neymar go. Neymar's doing his into 7. Right decision. I don't think Mays will get a penalty for that whatsoever.
To be honest, I don't even think that was Mays' fault. Neymar just closed the door, and I think Mays just had just enough of his front wing there just to put Neymar in a bit of a half spin.
Goes on the back of Christian, 3rd and 4th position. On to lap 31 we go, 6 laps to go. Mitch leads the way, Ryan in 2nd. The gap has gone back out to 3.3 seconds now, all of a sudden. And they're still on a set of inters out on track. I wonder if anybody's going to try and gamble and go on to a set of wets towards the end of the race. I keep on thinking it's a set of hard compounded tyres they're going to be going on. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Conti on the back of Mays. In the meantime, Mays really struggling on that set of inters. Conti now beginning to gain on him. 4/10 of a second. I don't think it's going to be 4/10 of a second down and towards turn 1. It could be the case where Conti could try and lunge it down and towards 4. They had a good battle early on in the race, but Mays, 8th position, Conti in 9th. Currently, Ryan leading the championship as it stands theoretically, but a lot of penalty decisions probably to come, and a lot of rough and tumble in this race, probably mainly due to the changing conditions. As a whole though, Mike, driving standards, I would say, from everyone, big improvement on last week in Russia.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in these conditions as well. I think maybe the rain has made everyone a bit more careful, and honestly, I think that's a big thing for this week.
It is, and hopefully the driving standards will continue to improve. Of course, we've got 2 more rounds to go after this, America and Singapore, both of course on the channel, both of course live and exclusive on League Racing TV. Thought that was Ed Chamberlain there from... Oh, it's Gordon! My God! I think you picked up the same that I did there. Gordon nearly spun it into the pit lane.
He was looking so good to try and get that move done on Christian, as well as Vettel
again.
He was like the real life Vettel, isn't he?
Yeah, Spinella. Spinella is what I think we can say with Vettel, but I can probably say this. Take a shot every time Vettel has spun in this race. He'll be drunk by the end of it. Gort's on the way, it's still on the back of Christian, by the way.
I would have been drunk about half the race ago.
It is a right challenge. There he goes. You spun again. So there's another shot that people's going to be taking. Conti's on the back of Mays though. 8th and 9th position. Conti not looking close enough. Is the rain still getting heavier out on track? Oh my God! Conti nearly spins it coming out of 4, and it's treacherous now. This might be wet.
I don't know. I think it's still.
Somebody's got to risk it, surely.
I don't know. It's lap 32 or 36. I don't see many people gambling here.
Ryan's losing time. He's made a mistake, I think, coming out of the S section, and then in towards the final sector into the baseball stadium section, and he's lost now. Nearly a second on the back of Mitch. Mitch had a really good final sector, and Ryan now has lost the time. Christian's in 3rd, Gort in 4th, and Gort again nearly gets a spin coming out through the final corner. Anyone further down the field, I think, should risk this, possibly. The likes, I'm looking at the likes of maybe Yogi or Rock City, somebody like that to go into a set of wets and see if the wets are quicker compared to a set of winters. It's not going to make any difference towards the result, but somebody may as well try it and try and get what could be fastest lap of the race. But then again, all the fastest laps were set on dries.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, here comes Conti. Conti's on the inside line of Mays, running down the straight. Can he get the move done? I think he has this time. Conti's on the inside line, but we see with Mays, he's very late on the brakes, tries to lunge it around the outside. Conti, so much better on the brakes this time around, and Conti's doing it into 8th. But for how long? Maybe not so long, as Mays is right on the back of him coming in towards 4. Now, Conti's away from him.
Yeah, and look at the time that Conti's lost to Neymar.
Look at the gap between Christian and Ryan, by the way, as well. That gap's just gone down by 2 seconds all of a sudden. Or gone out, I should say, by 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I think Ryan is taking it a little bit easy because he knows he has 6 seconds in hand with Mitch with those penalties. So he might just be taking it. Just want to pick up a 3rd one.
Gord's nearly spun again. Gord nearly spun again coming through the final corner. He does not want to do what Conti did, of course, in that safety car earlier on. Mitch leads the way, Ryan in 2nd. It looks pretty settled, I think, now that Ryan is probably going to win this. There's another yellow flag, and it's for Vettel once again. So Vettel has spun. And I don't think we've seen a driver this far down in any race in TTML history. He's 3 laps down, 24 seconds worth of penalties, and he's still going in 12th.
Yeah, I think he's trying to. I think he may be trying to break my record around here for penalties. I'm not happy with this.
I think he might be. How many did you pick up?
I picked up, I believe, 35.
35 seconds worth of penalties. Vettel, you need a 10-second time penalty, and that's it. And then another 3 seconds, and then you beat Mike's record. It's not a record that you've got to be proud of, though, I'll admit that. Mitch leads the way.
You got to be proud of that. You got to...
You have to be, especially in wet conditions like this. I mean, Mitch leads the way, though. Ryan in second. It's not said and done at all for the race lead. It's 5 seconds the gap. Mitch is gaining all of a sudden. He's using overtake mode at the biggest point possible out on track, and it's gaining him away. Mitch is not done with yet.
Mitch needs to find another 7.5 attempts in these next 2 laps, and at his current pace is very doable, and he's already found a 10th. A 10th.
A 10th of a second, yeah, gain. Gort on the back of Christian in towards 1, doesn't get the move done, in towards 2 and 3, but Ryan, monitor that gap. It's 5.5 seconds basically in towards the double right, in towards turn 6. 5.2 seconds. Mitch gains in the final sector, and look at the conditions now. The conditions are going to favour everyone now in a set of inters because the rain has suddenly eased off towards the end of the race. Mitch shouldn't spin. Mitch doesn't spin, unlike Vettel, who's just spun again. Mitch is 5.4 seconds clear. Ryan is not committed to that S section. That gap, if Mitch can pull that out next lap around, he's got this. This is on the teetering edge of Mitch winning this.
Yeah, I think Ryan's being a bit too cautious right now, and it's really costing him.
Storm had a half spin coming out through turn 6. Oh, and he's got a re-right puncture! He's got a re-right puncture, Storm! He's got a re-right puncture! Goodness me, this throws a spanner into the works. Everyone's on 14 laps, and Storm's on 15 lap old inters. Basically, when he comes round, he's spun through the S section, and he's got a right puncture. Is anybody else going to puncture onto the final lap? Look at the gap for Mitch and Ryan. It's 6 seconds, the gap. Nearly 6 seconds. It's 5.7 all of a sudden. But Mitch in that final sector, he is electric through the S section. I wonder if he's going to get this. Christian and Gort, by the way, are still battling for 3rd and 4th. That's not said and done. Mitch suddenly still could be finding himself on the top step of the podium. This is going to go down to the absolute wire.
Yeah, and here comes Mitch now through the S's.
He's so much committed. He's so much committed. And now comes through the S section. How's Ryan looking through the S section? Has he committed enough through here? Storm ties out of the session. And Ryan has just about got this, I think. I don't know. This is going to swing either way. Mitch in toward the final couple of corners. The confetti is out, but I wonder if it's too premature. The gap is literally a 10th away. Mitch is coming through the final corner. Throw it to the line, my son. Mitch through the final corner. Is he going to win the Mexican Grand Prix? Comes across the line. I don't think he will. Ryan's at the final corner. It's going to be a 10th and a half coming across the line. Oh, it's drama, but Ryan has won. Mitch in second. Mitch could not do any more there. Great drive from him. Ryan has won. Mitch in second. Who's going to get third, though? Christian and Gort coming through the final couple of corners, and Christian is just going to outdrag Gort to the line. Good battle between those. Christian comes across the line to finish in third. He would have been third anyways with Gort's penalty. And now around the final quarter, Storm, of course, retiring out the race. Vettel will not gain on him, so Storm will not be classified in 11th. Maximus across the line to finish in 5th. Neymar across the line to finish in 6th. Conti to finish in 7th, and an absolute war of attrition out on track. Conti now at the final quarter, finish in 7th. Mays coming across the line to finish in 8th. And then we wait on Rock City and Yogi. In fact, Mays gains ahead of Conti, so he's up into 7th. Conti finishes in 8th. Rock City across the line in 9th. Yogi with a damaged front wing. Right tail end plate damage on the car. Round in the final corner, the German to finish in P10. And why do we have to wait for TRT Vettel?
I mean, he's gone straight on.
He's doing donuts with a tea tray, basically, out on track. And he's ended up a bit like Yuki Tsunoda in Baku Free Practice 1.
Wonder, is he gonna... No, he elects not to cut across the final couple of corners there. That would have given him a 10-second time penalty. That... If he had got disqualified by doing that, which would have been possible because 30 seconds is usually around about the limit, That would have been absolutely terrible.
He spins it across the line, and to be fair, I think you might have listened to me earlier on in the stream, because I said, continue on, even if you are a lap down. He was 3 laps down in the end, and why oh why did we get a Gary Donegan lookalike again for the drive of the day? It's Rock City awarded drive of the day this time, but a great race out on track. Ryan cannot do an interview, and...
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
No, Ryan's on top step of the podium.
Ryan is invisible on the top step of the podium. I'm seeing champagne spray with no one there.
You're gonna have to clip this. I can't see this. I can see the full drivers across the line. 3 on the top step of the podium. Very strange.
Second and third are just they have no bodies. It's just a floating head. I'm gonna clip this.
I'm sure that'll be on Twitter later on for sure. Ryan has won. He won't be available for an interview, but 14th on the grid up to first. Great drive from him. Mitch, you have to feel sorry for him. He was slower than Ryan on pace, and in the end, Mitch, if he did that middle sector quicker than he did the last lap around in the penultimate lap of the race, he would have won. Christian finishes in 3rd, Gort in 4th, Maximus in 5th, Neymar in 6th, Mays in 7th, Conti 8th, Rock City 9th, Yogi ran off the top 10, Storm in 11th, DNFing. Vettel has finished under his own accord in 12th, however, he will pick up the points for that. Maverick across the line in 13th, Joel 14th, Robin 15th, Ray Pepper 16th, Luke Ike 17th, the bottom 5, of course, not picking up. And I'm afraid to say, Mike, Vettel did not beat your records. You're still the record holder here in TTML.
I mean, some people are just built different, you know.
Definitely, honestly. But final 2 rounds to come. I'm sure we'll try and get at least 2 of our top 3 into the commentary box for interviews. Ryan, of course, not saying that he can't do an interview, which is totally understandable. And some of you are going crazy. Some deserve GG to all. I personally think, in terms of the driving standards, we were better this week than we were last week, and it's a credit to everyone out on track. I think we were better in the dry, I would say, than the wets, but really good conduct by everyone out on track. Conti and Rock City having a bit of a tirade in terms of their incident, but you never go for a dive bomb in the wet. That's all I'm going to say. But we have now reached the end of the stream, and we'll get, of course, the 2 out of top 3 hopefully in for interviews. Mike, I'm going to come across to you. Who was your driver of the day?
Driver of the day, I'm going to have to give it to Ryan. Starting well down the order, made his way up to take the victory, and had the strategy, and he just managed that gap, knowing what the penalty situation was ahead of him, just kept that gap in check.
Do I disagree with you, or do I go for Ryan?
I mean, you're going to disagree with me.
I was going to go for Mitch for driver of the day. Based on the reason that he drove an absolute solid race. I think Ryan drove an equally solid race as well. But I think, because you put him in first, Ryan gets driver of the day. There we are. I'm not disagreeing.
Right, Is it a lowercase e in Mitch's name?
Hang on. Let me have a look. He's not in the lobby, so I can't see. I'm gonna have a look at the stream, and it is BNLR. Yeah, E_Mitch, capital M.
Yeah, so it is a lowercase e then.
Yeah.
Right, I got him.
Ferrari new driver defeats GOAT of the team tensions and the team incoming. Netflix will be ready. Oh, Ferrari new driver defeats GOAT. That's supposed to say, I think. And tensions in the team incoming is what Luke Ajax has said. Maximus can do the interview as Ryan's teammate. Nah, that's defeating the object, Maximus. We can't give him an interview. He didn't finish on the top 3. Simply Superman as well saying, Vettel so generous with blue flags he won't reach 90% race distance. That's so true. But we have got, I'm just trying to see who's actually joined, because I missed who joined there. It is Mitch, who has finished in P2 out on track. And Mitch, heartbreaking for you. You were a tenth and a half away from winning. Talk us through your thoughts.
Yes, thank you. My qualification was not very well. The first lap was a good banker, and the last two quali rounds were not very well. The race went fine. I started on the hards until it rained, and my pace in the rain was really good, I think, and I'm really disappointed that I am not couldn't reward it on a P1.
No, honestly, you drove a solid race out on track, so don't go down beating yourself whatsoever, because it was a phenomenal drive from you. Just talk us through, though, with your transition from the hards onto the inters, and then I would assume you were going to go onto the wets, but it wasn't wet enough out on track to go on. In terms of that transition, were you always aware that the rain was going to come earlier on in the race? Because me and Mike predicted it around lap 2021.
No, I asked Jeff to which tires I can, and he said the inters are the best tires for now, so I go to the inters.
So Jeff is the one to thank for your ultimate race strategy then?
Yes.
Very rare that Jeff gets thanked on the stream here in TTML. Very rare indeed that Jeff gets even a mention. But Mike, I will come across to you. Any questions for Mitch?
Just the one. Obviously, we saw you for a long time. You're keeping it at 3 seconds. How heartbreaking was it when you picked up that 6 second? Because you kept it clean for a very long time after the first 3 seconds.
Yeah, I was really bad of myself. It was not nice that I get that penalty. And yes.
Also, I mean, I'm currently just getting a clip of an absolute madness. I seen. If I was you, I'd use this clip and say that Ryan didn't win because he wasn't on the podium.
Yes.
He was invisible on Mike's screen, basically, is what it's saying. But on the streamer's end, it was fine. So I don't think they're going to take Mike for face value there. I'll come across to you, Mitch, with a final question. America next week, how do you think you're going to get on?
American is a nice track for me.
How do you think you're going to get on? In terms of, like, position?
I think P5.
P5? If it's anything like tonight, you might be further up, though.
Yeah, maybe a podium again. You never yes, maybe a podium.
Just have to wait and see next week. Go and enjoy your evening, though, Mitch.
Thank you.
Very welcome indeed. And do you know what? I was thinking I was going to call him Mike for a minute there because we've got two M's in the commentary box and it's quite difficult for my mind to process sometimes. But there we are. That is the end then of the stream. I don't think we've got anyone in. I'm going to quickly go blue screen. Yeah, no one else has joined us in the commentary booth, so that will bring an end to our stream here for TTML Division 4. Of course, if you missed the action for TTML Division 1, 2 and 3 early on in the week, you can watch that. And of course, we're back next week. Of course, on a Monday. I think CWC is still going on a Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Tuesday, it is TTML Division 1. Myself, no, it's not, actually. Division 1 is off on Tuesday, and that's purely because the attendance has been quite poor the last couple of weeks, and it was thought the wise decision from the drivers, from our perspective as the commentators as well, to bring the season to a close early. So Tuesday night is a night off now on League Racing TV. Wednesday, again, a night off on the channel. Division 2, though, takes centre stage, and we've got graphics next week for Division 2. Yay. Tom is going to be alongside us in the commentary box with graphics, which is fantastic stuff. And Mike is going to be alongside me for that one. Of course, Aidan Carter and Conti taking you through the action for Division 3. And then Division 4 and 5, myself and Mike once again. I believe Paco's back for the final round of the season. And then Division 5, it is James Boyle and Pariah. Cadwell, of course, being his PSN name. And that is the end for tonight's stream. Please stay safe in this crazy world we all live in. For myself and Mike, thank you so much for watching TTML Division 4. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.